everybody, it's Rebecca at Design and Adorn, and I would like to show you the Shared Path bracelet. The Shared Path bracelet is a double strand bracelet, so we have two beaded braids side by side, and then they are stitched together. So let me zoom in on this one so you can see it. So you're going to be making two separate Kumihimo beaded braids. We're working with size 11 delicas. If you haven't worked with size 11 delicas before, they're actually pretty easy to braid with because they have really nice proportions of like the hole size to the overall bead size. So they're pretty easy to string and they lock in place really nicely on your disc. So you're going to make your two beaded braids and then you're going to stitch them together with this embellishment. So your braid is going to have some demi beads. In this sample, that's the turquoise bead. Those are actually part of the braid, this one here and here. And then we're going to use that as our attachment point to actually sew the two braids together. And it's a really straightforward stitching technique. And as always, you have very detailed step-by-step instructions in your kit. So that's what it looks like, and then the back of it is actually the same. So it's really nicely finished on both sides, gives it a really interesting texture, drapes beautifully. And how we're finishing this, because we have two braids next to each other, so we're actually going to use two magnetic end caps. Check that out. And then we hide it underneath this custom peyote stitch end cap cover. So on this one, you can actually see I haven't glued my end caps on yet. So there are my end caps. And then you make this peyote stitch end cap cover, and you're just going to glue that right over it. All right, so you're just going to take a toothpick and just put a little bit of E6000 right in here. And then just slide that on. And then what I like to do after I get my end cap cover on is I'll take a scrap piece of paper and I'll push my end cap down flush against the paper and sort of like wiggle it back and forth like that to make sure that any excess glue rubs off on the paper and to make sure that my end cap cover is at the very, very edge of the end caps so that I get a nice magnetic connection when it's all dry. So this is the Shared Path bracelet. Your kit has 4 different stringing charts in it. So the smallest bracelet fits about a 6-inch wrist, and the largest bracelet would be a 9-inch, but there's a 6, 7, 8, 9-inch. 4 different stringing charts so that you can